Emso Eric is a European research consortium made up of 8 countries with 15 research facilities, which covered critical European seas. The research facilities is the addition of laboratories on land with cables or standalone sensors which are deployed at the bottom of the sea to measure different essential ocean variables and to acquire high-quality data to provide to the high-level scientists in Europe and all over the world, as well as different stakeholders. Could be governments or could be the society in general. Having the cable is an advantage because you can get energy and data communication at the same time. Even at your laptop at home, you can change the sample rate of whatever equipment. We measure in most of the regional facilities temperature, salinity, oxygen, turbidity, CO2 uptake. We have up to 15 regional facilities located at key environmental places from the Arctic in the Nordic seas through the Atlantic in the Azores area. We have also observatories in the Gulf of Cadiz. Another one is in Bay, which is in Galway. Across the Mediterranean, we have several places. One of the places is Opsy. We have the Western Ionian. We have in the south of France, the Ligurian Sea. And to the east of the Mediterranean, we have the Hellenic Center for Marine Research, which is in Crete. And then the more eastern observatory is in the Black Sea. ENSO is the coordination of all these facilities at national level. We have an add value by having a distributed research infrastructure, and we can compete the worldwide with North America, Canada, China, Japan, etc.
Our regional facilities are providing data from different sensors in the ocean, and we are responsible for collecting this data, curating it, and disseminating to the community, to different stakeholders. Having data from multiple regional facilities is quite important because we can, for example, correlate how is the health of the oceans or how the behaviors of the different oceans are. And for example, we can try to get data from the Black Sea and we can compare in a seasonal manner with maybe the Western Mediterranean, and we can understand how the ecosystem is behaving.
To progress in science is crossing barriers, otherwise you remain in the same level of knowledge. We have a test site laboratory which is Opsy. It's only a few miles from the coast and it's very easy to reach the sensors by divers.
At Opsy, our main activity is devoted to marine technologies. UPC is the university that gives us the umbrella to perform our research, and Opsy is one of the regional facilities at Emso Eric. We are giving access to our observatory where different institutions are coming here to test and validate their marine technologies, their sensors and their projects. Opsy usually has different permanent instrumentation, measuring temperature, conductivity, depth, that is the CTD, is one of the main and most used instruments in marine physics. Then we have also a current meter, measuring currents and waves. Also a seismometer, that is a very important instrument measuring earthquakes, but also one of the important sensors is the camera, where we are conducting with the image taken from the camera about the marine biology. No other observatory has as much information as us in the area.
I deployed the first standalone observatory at sea between 2009 and 2011. The observatory was at 3,200 meters depth and 90 kilometers southwest of Cape St. Vincent. We focus on the southwestern Iberia margin because it's one of the most seismically active area in Europe. It's real because we had one in 1755, one of the biggest earthquakes and tsunami in Europe. The deployment was a success because it was the first deployment of a stand-alone observatory that is the birth of the permanent observatory in the future. Emso Eric select the area and also the funding and the criteria for the deployment of this observatory in the Gulf of Cadiz.
The ocean regulates the temperature of the Earth. The ocean provides incredible amount of food for the population on the planet. So we need the ocean as human beings. Of course, our primary scope is to provide data for scientists, academy, research institutions, but for the society as well. I mean, the people in Europe, they have the right to know and to request what we are doing for the benefit of the European society.
Monitoring the seafloor is key in order to detect, for example, when there is some shaking, so you can use this information for tsunami early warning systems, and having this data in a timely manner can save lives. Sometimes it's a question of seconds.
In the near future, Emso Eric will provide early warning system to the different agencies which have the responsibility to alert the population. To produce any mitigation plan, you need to have a very, very accurate and good information all over the place, as much as possible. In nature, when you put a sensor, you record something. We can detect movement in the Strait of Gibraltar, in the Baltic Sea, when a submarine is moving. The noise produced by the oil tankers and the ships when crossing the Mediterranean. This is a pollution noise. This affects tremendously the marine mammals. And there is regulation in Europe to reduce this noise and to avoid to cross marine protected areas. And we support strongly this way of acting. So Eric is measuring acoustic pollution and is providing recommendation to the different European stakeholders.
Nowadays, we are facing global challenges like climate change and the loss of biodiversity. And to tackle these global challenges, you don't need only data from a specific point. You need to compare how these phenomena are affecting the globe and the different places. So it's very important to have data from different sites to see how these global phenomena are affecting the ocean as a whole, not as individual sites. So what we are doing at Emso Eric right now is to have a common layer of harmonization, and it doesn't matter where is the sensor, what type of sensor, we have to harmonize all this data, so in an upper level for the user, everything looks the same. Imagine that we are measuring temperature. I'm saying 25 degrees, but 25 degrees what? Celsius, Kelvin, Fahrenheit? You need to put some coherence in that. So if all the facilities use the same structure and the same procedures, then you can compare the data.
We have seen a significant increase of access to the infrastructure using interfaces, and they are in the order of hundreds of thousands of accesses.
The importance of having this harmonization data is that we should be able to merge all this data and to produce a map of the Mediterranean by the average of the temperature at different depths. Research is very important in order to understand how the planet is working, and also in order to provide accurate information to the different stakeholders and policymakers to take decisions. I mean, if you provide good data, they can take good decisions. High quality information is a key issue, because this could be later on be part of this machine learning system.
We have actually plans for artificial intelligence in different steps of the workflow. We can combine the human intelligence with artificial intelligence, so we can come up with something that complements each other.
To be strongly competitive, strongly supported to European society, we need to have very clear in our CPU that we are European research infrastructure. By being part of this community and being European, the strength will be multiplied by, I don't know, by a factor of 1,000. By doing research, we are always at the edge of technology and science.